Good afternoon. Here we have a 71 Buick Riviera I've been working on for at least the last 10 years. Should have this thing running hopefully by September, December of this year. What I wanted to showcase here was my ability to be able to fabricate and install accessories. Here you see a custom dash I've been working on. I'm working on some gauges, all-meter gauges. I have the car set up in the air so I can do my wiring harness through the window. I will be pulling the window out and actually assembling the harness from within inside the car through the window to be able to get to the wiring harness gauges. I'm opening the door and let you see some of the work I've done inside. Here you can see how the gauge setup is. I'm always concerned about protecting the finish on the product. I've taped the dash panel with some tape so that as I'm working with the wiring harnesses, pulling them in and out, I don't scratch the anodized finish on the aluminum. These gauges are on there right now. As I finish one gauge and wire one gauge through the system, I add another gauge on top of that, so I'm not dealing with a bunch of gauges and wiring harness on top of each other. I'm working my way up and out of the system for completion. You can also tell that I did some modifying. I ran some Mercedes-Benz seats onto the car. I'm giving this car a GT road kind of feel to it. It's set up on the Interceptor concept. I done some intensive suspension work. I installed 20-inch wheels that were not able to fit on the car initially, and I had to do some spindle modifications and machining operations to get these wheels to bolt up to and clear the hub on the rotor. I'm going to show you some of the work I've done on the motor. Here's a picture of the front end. I chopped the bumpers and welded the ends to them. I've done some suspension work on the bottom, and I'll get to that right now in a little while, but I also wanted to show you some of the engine compartment. I have a tendency to, when I work on cars or projects, I like to work on them in a very sanitary environment. And here you can tell that I cleaned and painted the hood area, the engine compartment area, and as I installed the motor and all the other components, I wasn't working around grease. I was working around a very nice clean area. It's a little dusty, a little cobwebby. Last time I worked on this project was probably back in December of 2011. I've just been so busy with my schedule that as I have time during the weekend, I work on the on this particular project, the 71 Buick Riviera. I've done the engine on this. I rebuilt it, balanced and blueprinted. It's good for 450 horses, 10-to-1 compression, very streetable. Economically gas speaking, it's going to be a gas guzzler. It's a big block 456 motor after I bored it out 30 thousandths, but I'm going to be retaining the air conditioner and all the factory setup to this car. I want to show you some suspension work I've also done. I worked with the manufacturer on this. There was no suspension available for this car, and I worked with Global West Suspension, and they were able to build some tubular A-arms to my specs. And actually, I'm one of the first Rivieras, the first Riviera in the country to have a tubular racing front suspension set up for this car. I ran the heavy-duty Atco sway bar with the sway bar spacers I had to fabricate. And yeah, what I'm trying to showcase here is that if I want something and it don't exist, I'll design it, I'll manufacture it, and make it happen. Even if it's just 1 unit or 100 units, if somebody else are interested in this. And that's one of my strong abilities that I can bring to SpaceX. that I do have the skill sets to design, manufacture, and market, and or modify whatever is needed for the particular situation. I ran this car with 2.5-inch exhaust, stainless steel all the way to the back. I'll show you some of that right now. Here's a picture of the car again. Here's the back. I ran the big wheels on here. Wheels that were not originally designed for this car, for this era type of suspension, and I made this all happen. I'm working on the back right now. This is the last half of the car I need. Again, it's just a matter of time on my part. My schedule's so busy, but again, just want to bring his face's attention that I like to dive into stuff that doesn't exist, that needs to be developed and fabricated. I have no issue spending the time or the effort or the money to have something made or fabricated that doesn't exist. I really enjoy that aspect of this particular hot rod industry, or my little hobby of modifying things for my specs. Thank you very much for your time, and hope to talk to you soon. Thank you.